For a time, Kim Basinger was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. She won an Oscar, starred as one of the James Bond franchise's iconic Bond girls, and was one of the most in-demand actors in the industry. Like many other stars, Basinger eventually faded away from the spotlight. In recent years, it has become rare to hear from her at all, let alone to see her up on the big screen. So, what happened to Kim Basinger? And why Hollywood won't cast Kim Basinger anymore? Let's take a look back at the trajectory of her career, analyze the ups and downs, and break down the most pivotal moments that shaped her current place in Hollywood as now at 70, Kim Basinger's daughter finally admits what we all suspected. She aged out of her typecasting. Kim Basinger's journey in the entertainment industry began in the 1970s, where she initially found success as a model. Her striking looks and undeniable charm propelled her into the world of fashion, where she flourished as both a teen and adult model. Even as her acting career gained momentum, Basinger continued to model, showcasing her versatility and allure on various platforms. One of her most notable modeling endeavors was a Playboy photo shoot released concurrently with her role as a Bond girl in the 1983 film Never Say Never Again. In Hollywood, Basinger's on-screen presence often overshadowed her acting prowess, as she was frequently cast in roles that emphasized her physical appearance above all else. Femme fatales, love interests, and characters in erotic thrillers became her signature roles, highlighting her beauty and allure. However, as time passed, Basinger, like many actresses, faced the harsh reality of ageism in the industry. The roles that once defined her career gradually became less attainable as she aged, leaving her typecast and limited in her opportunities. Despite attempts to transition into different types of roles, Basinger struggled to break free from the confines of her established image. While she possessed undeniable talent, many in Hollywood perceived her as lacking the dramatic acting chops required for more diverse roles. As a result, substantial roles became increasingly scarce for Basinger, leading to a decline in high-profile projects and a shift towards low-budget and straight-to-video films. She has made more than 4 times as many bad movies as good. Kim Basinger's career in Hollywood boasts several standout films that have become iconic in cinema history, such as L.A. Confidential and Batman. These movies not only achieved significant commercial success, but also garnered praise from both audiences and critics alike. However, beyond these acclaimed projects, Basinger's track record at the box office has been less consistent. Basinger's filmography is marked by a notable disparity between hits and misses. While she has enjoyed success with a handful of films, including The Nice Guys, in which she played a supporting role, the majority of her movies have failed to resonate with audiences or critics. In fact, for every positive-rated film in her repertoire, there are approximately 4 others that have received unfavorable reviews. The sheer volume of poorly received films in Basinger's career has undoubtedly contributed to the decline in her star power over time. Despite her talent and early successes, repeated disappointments at the box office have likely diminished studios' willingness to invest in her projects. In an industry where success is often measured by box office returns and critical acclaim, the accumulation of underperforming films can significantly impact an actor's career trajectory. Her music career never took off. In addition to her successful careers in acting and modeling, Kim Basinger also harbored a passion for music, particularly singing. Amidst her bustling film career, Basinger sought to explore the realm of music as well. In the early 1990s, she embarked on a musical journey, releasing several singles. These tracks were often covers or collaborations with renowned artists like Ozzy Osbourne and Prince, with whom Basinger shared a highly publicized romantic relationship. The partnership between Basinger and Prince was a focal point of her musical endeavors. Together, they recorded an entire album titled Hollywood Affair in 1989. Despite the album's completion, it never saw an official release due to various circumstances. Rumors circulated that Basinger even left Hollywood to join Prince in Minneapolis, only to have her family intervene and separate the couple. Although Hollywood affair remained shelved, it unexpectedly surfaced in 1997 with an underground release in Germany. From there, the album found its way onto the internet, where it garnered attention from curious fans. However, by the time of its circulation, Basinger had long moved on from her music aspirations. Her foray into singing proved to be short-lived, as she shifted her focus back to her thriving acting career, leaving her musical pursuits behind. She got an Oscar, but also 9 Razzies. Kim Basinger's career is a tale of contrasts, marked by both soaring highs and disappointing lows. In the annals of cinematic history, her portrayal of Lynn Bracken in L.A. Confidential stands tall as her crowning achievement. In this 1997 noir masterpiece, Basinger embodies the quintessential femme fatale with such finesse that she effortlessly transports audiences to the smoky, morally ambiguous world of 1950s Los Angeles. As Lynn Bracken, a Hollywood prostitute bearing an uncanny resemblance to Veronica Lake, Basinger mesmerizes viewers with her sultry charm and nuanced performance. The role not only earned her critical acclaim, but also garnered prestigious nominations and awards, including a BAFTA nomination, a Golden Globe, and the ultimate recognition, an Oscar win. Yet despite the brilliance showcased in L.A. Confidential, Basinger's career trajectory has been plagued by inconsistencies. For every triumph, there seems to be a misstep. The glaring contrast between her Oscar-worthy performance and her numerous Razzie nominations is stark. Throughout her career, she has found herself on the receiving end of Razzie disapproval a staggering 9 times, with one ignominious win to her name. Even before her Oscar glory, Basinger's talent was called into question by Razzie nominations for roles in films like 912 Weeks, The Marrying Man, and The Getaway. The early 90s saw her facing a double dose of Razzie disdain for her roles in Cool World and Final Analysis. Despite her Oscar win in 1998, the Razzies continued to cast a shadow over her career, with a double nomination in 2001 for the forgettable duo of Bless This Child and I Dreamed of Africa. In a rather dubious honor, Basinger was even singled out with a special nomination for the Worst Actress in Razzie history, reflecting the inconsistency that has plagued her filmography. Her trajectory reached a nadir in 2018 when she was bestowed with the Worst Supporting Actress Razzie for her role in 50 Shades Darker, a dubious distinction for what would become her final credited live-action performance. Though she made a brief uncredited appearance in 50 Shades Freed, it served as a somber footnote to a career marked by both brilliance and disappointment. The Cool World controversy. Cool World, though now a distant memory for many, once stirred up a storm of controversy upon its release in 1992. Positioned as a potential successor to the wildly successful Who Framed Roger Rabbit, this hybrid of live action and animation dared to explore the murky territory where humans and cartoons collide. However, unlike its predecessor, Cool World failed to capture hearts and minds, and much of the blame has been laid at the feet of Kim Basinger, whose actions behind the scenes cast a long shadow over the production. In the film, Basinger assumes the dual roles of Hollywood, a seductive femme fatale trapped in the animated realm of Cool World, and her live-action counterpart. The premise was ambitious, promising to blend elements of film noir with adult-oriented animation, a trademark style of director Ralph Bakshi, known for pushing boundaries with gritty, R-rated fare. However, what ensued was a clash of creative visions that would ultimately derail the project. Initially conceived as a gritty, violent, and sexually charged film aimed squarely at adults, Cool World took a dramatic turn when Basinger, midway through production, expressed a desire to make the film more family-friendly. This abrupt shift in tone and content sent shockwaves through the production team, igniting a fierce internal struggle that would culminate in a physical altercation between Bakshi and a producer. Behind closed doors, the script underwent extensive revisions, unbeknownst to Bakshi, further exacerbating tensions and derailing the once promising production. The result was a chaotic mess that failed to resonate with audiences and critics alike, ultimately bombing at the box office. Paramount's costly marketing campaign, which included the audacious move of plastering Basinger's animated character onto the iconic Hollywood sign, only served to compound the financial disaster. The boxing Helena controversy. Despite its tumultuous production and subsequent critical panning, Cool World was not the pinnacle of controversy in Kim Basinger's career. Surprisingly, her involvement, or lack thereof, in another film from the early 90s, Boxing Helena, catapulted her into a maelstrom of scandal and legal battles, overshadowing any misgivings associated with her roles in other films. Boxing Helena, a 1993 erotic thriller and the directorial debut of Jennifer Lynch, daughter of acclaimed filmmaker David Lynch, courted controversy long before its release. The film's premise, revolving around a surgeon's disturbing obsession with a woman whom he keeps as a prisoner by amputating her limbs, sparked outrage and condemnation from critics and activists alike. However, the most significant blow to the film's production came not from its subject matter, but from Kim Basinger herself. Despite initially agreeing to star in the project, Basinger executed an unexpected about-face, abruptly withdrawing from the film and publicly disparaging its script. This sudden reversal threw the production into disarray, prompting the studio, Mainline Pictures, to pursue legal action against Basinger for breach of contract, seeking damages totaling approximately $8.1 million. The ensuing legal battle captured headlines and dragged on for years, exacerbating financial woes for both Basinger and the studio. Ultimately, after grappling with the specter of bankruptcy, Basinger reached a settlement with Mainline Pictures, agreeing to pay a reduced sum of $3.8 million. Meanwhile, the role vacated by Basinger was initially considered by Madonna before ultimately being filled by Sherilyn Fenn. A messy divorce caused career troubles. Kim Basinger's personal life has often been as tumultuous as her on-screen dramas. Her marriage to fellow actor Alec Baldwin in 1993, following their initial connection on the set of The Marrying Man, initially seemed like a fairy tale romance. However, the fairy tale took a sharp turn, leading to a 9-year-long union fraught with challenges, ultimately culminating in a highly publicized and acrimonious divorce. The couple's split, with a daughter caught in the crossfire, quickly escalated into a legal battle over custody that captivated tabloid headlines and fueled the relentless pursuit of paparazzi. For Basinger, the ordeal was not just emotionally taxing, but also damaging to her public image, as the media scrutiny cast her in an unfavorable light. While Baldwin's career seemed relatively unscathed by the upheaval, Basinger's professional trajectory took a hit in the aftermath of their 2002 divorce. Years later, the repercussions of their messy separation continued to reverberate. In 2006, Baldwin brought Basinger back to court, alleging that she had violated their custody agreement, a move that thrust their private turmoil back into the public eye. Basinger vehemently denied the accusations, facing the prospect of hefty fines and legal consequences. As if navigating the aftermath of a high-profile divorce wasn't challenging enough, Basinger's romantic entanglements further complicated matters. A highly publicized relationship with the enigmatic musician Prince and a string of brief flings kept her squarely in the spotlight, but not always for the right reasons. In the unforgiving glare of Hollywood scrutiny, Basinger found herself labeled as a messy public figure, her personal life overshadowing her professional achievements. Indeed, Basinger's experiences underscore the glaring double standard that persists in the entertainment industry, particularly for women. While male counterparts with similar romantic histories often escape unscathed, Basinger found herself navigating a minefield of judgment and scrutiny. Yet through it all, she remains a resilient figure, challenging the norms and defying the odds in an industry where perception often trumps reality. She bought an entire town. In a move that baffled many, Kim Basinger once embarked on a truly unconventional venture, buying an entire town. The quaint locale she set her sights on was Brazelton, Georgia, a picturesque rural community nestled in the heart of the state, boasting a modest population of approximately 500 residents and covering a mere 1,800 acres, equivalent to less than 3 square miles. Although Basinger wasn't a native of Brazelton, having been born in the nearby city of Athens, Georgia, a bustling urban center with a population more than 250 times larger, the allure of owning a piece of her home state proved irresistible. After arduous negotiations spanning a year and a half with the town's board of directors, Basinger clinched the deal, acquiring Brazelton lock, stock, and barrel for a staggering $20 million. This hefty sum not only secured ownership of all the town's land, but also encompassed its real estate holdings and businesses. Initially, Basinger harbored grandiose plans to transform Brazelton into a bustling tourist mecca. Proposals included the establishment of a theme park, a comprehensive overhaul of the town's infrastructure, and even the creation of a movie studio coupled with the launch of an annual film festival. Yet, despite these lofty ambitions, the envisioned renaissance failed to materialize. Instead, Brazelton languished in a state of stasis, remaining largely unchanged following Basinger's acquisition. However, disillusionment eventually set in, prompting Basinger to seek an exit strategy. In a move that underscored the unpredictability of her venture, she offloaded Brazelton for a mere fraction of its purchase price, parting ways with the town for a paltry $1 million, a staggering loss of the vast majority of her initial investment. She declared bankruptcy. Kim Basinger's financial woes began with her ill-fated decision to purchase an entire town for a staggering $20 million, a move that proved to be the precursor to her monetary downfall. However, it was the fallout from the boxing Helena scandal that truly dealt the final blow to her financial stability. When mainline films took legal action against Basinger for reneging on her agreement to star in Boxing Helena, a jury ruled in the studio's favor, ordering her to pay millions in damages. Struggling to meet the exorbitant sum, Basinger found herself forced to declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Despite efforts to negotiate a reduced payment, she was still saddled with a hefty bill of $7.4 million, along with additional legal fees totaling $750,000. To compound matters, her attorneys estimated her net worth to be just over $5 million, a stark contrast to the hefty sum she owed. Amidst this financial turmoil, Basinger still retained ownership of Brazelton, Georgia, adding further complexity to her situation. Yet, faced with mounting debts and dwindling resources, she made the difficult decision to sell the town, ultimately incurring a staggering loss of 95%. Despite the setback, Basinger's bankruptcy filing did not mark the end of her illustrious career. In the years that followed, she continued to headline major films, culminating in her iconic Oscar-winning performance in L.A. Confidential 4 years later. Her mental health struggles. Kim Basinger has often characterized herself as shy, a trait that might seem incongruous for someone navigating the glare of the spotlight in Hollywood. But beyond mere shyness, Basinger has grappled with profound mental health challenges that have, at times, threatened to overwhelm her. Her struggles with anxiety trace back to her childhood, where she grew up in the shadow of a deeply troubled mother. Constantly worried about her mother's well-being, Basinger found herself consumed by anxiety from a young age. This anxiety manifested in various ways, including a reluctance to attend school, as she sought solace in staying home to be near her mother. As she entered adulthood, Basinger's anxiety evolved into a debilitating case of agoraphobia, rendering her daily life and work in the film industry immensely challenging. She battled constant feelings of unease, experiencing tremors and fatigue while grappling with seemingly mundane tasks, such as driving or even opening a door. The strain of her anxiety even led to the development of an eating disorder, further complicating her mental health journey. While Basinger has wrestled with these issues for much of her life, it was her divorce from Alec Baldwin that served as a catalyst for a severe downturn in her mental health. The dissolution of her marriage exacerbated her existing struggles, plunging her into a profound and distressing spiral of emotional turmoil. Despite the weight of these challenges, Basinger's resilience shines through, a testament to her strength in confronting and navigating the complexities of mental health. Her one attempt at producing was a massive failure. As her roles began to dwindle following her peak years, Kim Basinger sought to explore new avenues in the film industry in 2008. Stepping into the role of executive producer for the first and only time in her career, she attached her name to While She Was Out, a low-budget thriller helmed by filmmaker Susan Montford, who, incidentally, never ventured into directing or writing another film. In While She Was Out, Basinger not only starred, but also took on the responsibility of executive producing. The film follows her character, a woman running errands on Christmas Eve, who becomes embroiled in a harrowing ordeal after a seemingly innocuous encounter in a parking lot escalates into a life-threatening situation. However, the film's premise, which revolves around the disproportionate response of a group of thugs to a minor parking infraction, stretches believability to its limits. Despite Basinger's efforts to infuse the project with star power, While She Was Out failed to resonate with audiences. Critics and viewers alike found the film's premise and execution lacking, resulting in a lackluster performance at the box office. With a budget of approximately $6 million, the film grossed a paltry $29,000, prompting its swift removal from theaters after a brief stint, before finding a modest audience on DVD. The disappointment surrounding While She Was Out marked the end of Basinger's foray into producing, as she returned to acting with a less consistent presence in subsequent years. She's seen the underbelly of Hollywood. The issue of equality in Hollywood catapulted into the spotlight following the Harvey Weinstein scandal in 2017, revealing a deep-seated problem that had long been brewing beneath the surface. While Kim Basinger hasn't come forward with personal accounts of workplace sexual misconduct, her decades-long tenure in the industry has undoubtedly exposed her to its darker realities. During a 2016 interview with Net-a-Porter, Basinger hinted at the pervasive inequality that permeates Hollywood and beyond. Expressing skepticism about achieving full equality for all races and genders, she shed light on the industry's underbelly, suggesting that the truths lurking beneath its glamorous facade are nothing short of astonishing. In addressing potential remedies for this systemic issue, Basinger has proposed a radical solution. Women should collectively refuse to reproduce until substantive changes are enacted. In an interview with The Blot, she emphasized that sexism is an all-too-common experience for women in her line of work, advocating for global solidarity in the fight for gender equality. According to Basinger, if women were to unite and unequivocally reject male dominance, they would realize the immense power they wield. Echoing these sentiments in a conversation with Ella, Basinger emphasized the potential for female celibacy to catalyze a paradigm shift towards female empowerment. Embracing a bold stance, she suggested that women could assert their dominance by abstaining from childbirth and sexual activity altogether, thereby disrupting existing power dynamics and paving the way for women to ascend to positions of authority. Animal activism. Kim Basinger is a fervent advocate for animal rights, unafraid to speak out against the mistreatment of animals, which she views as a pervasive global issue. In an interview with Samaritan Mag in August 2018, she lamented the persistent challenges in animal protection, emphasizing the ongoing struggle to safeguard animals from harm. Her interview aimed to shed light on the inhumane dog meat trade prevalent in parts of Asia, while also addressing animal abuses closer to home in the United States. Basinger's unwavering commitment to animal welfare has occasionally attracted criticism, with some labeling her actions as radical chic. Notably, her efforts to halt horse-drawn carriages in New York were met with skepticism, with detractors dismissing her advocacy as extreme. In response, Basinger defended her stance, citing a personal encounter with a horse collapsing from heat exhaustion during her youth in New York City. She remained steadfast in her belief that traditions should evolve to prioritize animal welfare over outdated practices. Despite her dedication to animal rights activism, Basinger's own past involvement in the use of animals in movies has sparked controversy. Critics have accused her of hypocrisy after it was revealed that circus elephants were utilized in the production of I Dreamed of Africa. Her comeback vehicle crashed and burned. In 2015, Kim Basinger marked the end of another lengthy hiatus with The 11th Hour, a peculiar horror film directed by Danish filmmaker Anders Morgenthaler. Basinger portrays a successful businesswoman descending into madness after enduring 8 miscarriages within a span of 2 years. Despite its low-budget production, the film failed to impress critics, with Observer's Rex Reed branding it as a creepy, pretentious hunk of junk, among a slew of scathing reviews. Reed, in his critique, lamented Basinger's performance, questioning whether she still possessed her acting prowess. He criticized her portrayal, remarking that any semblance of character development or convincing delivery seemed conspicuously absent. The film garnered a dismal 13% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with reviewers like Catherine Pushkar from the New York Daily News dismissing it as overwrought, underwritten, and pure cynicism. Basinger defended the film's thematic underpinnings in an interview with the Daily Beast, explaining its intended metaphorical exploration of the choices faced by modern businesswomen, particularly regarding family planning. However, Film Journal International critic Simi Horwitz offered a contrasting perspective, suggesting that the film's focus on fertility would likely resonate only with those who have experienced a strong desire for motherhood. Despite Basinger's intentions, The 11th Hour failed to serve as a successful comeback vehicle. Its reception, characterized by criticism and lukewarm reviews, effectively halted Basinger's return to leading roles, leaving her sidelined from the spotlight once again. These days, she only gives vocal performances. At 70 years old, Kim Basinger continues to dabble in acting, albeit with less visibility in recent years. Her on-screen appearances have become increasingly sporadic, with her last credited live-action role dating back to 2017's 50 Shades Darker, followed by a brief uncredited appearance in its sequel, 50 Shades Freed, in 2018. Since then, she has primarily transitioned to voice acting, a realm where she seems to be focusing her efforts for the foreseeable future, with no upcoming projects announced. Basinger's ventures into voiceover work began with a guest appearance in an episode of the Amazon Prime series Comrade Detective. The show, a live-action series featuring Romanian characters, utilizes American stars to dub their dialogue into English, providing Basinger with an opportunity to lend her voice to the project. Additionally, she contributed her vocal talents to Back Home Again, an animated short film that made its rounds on the film festival circuit, although it failed to garner much attention upon its release to wider audiences. In this project, Basinger voices the character of Mother Bear, sharing the screen with other notable talents such as Norm Macdonald, Bill Burr, Martin Short, Michael J. Fox, Howie Mandel, and Jeremy Renner. Basinger's most recent acting endeavor to date sees her embracing the world of video games as she lends both her voice and likeness to a character in Crime Boss Rockay City, slated for release in 2023. In this interactive adventure, Basinger joins forces with other recognizable figures from the entertainment world, including Vanilla Ice and Chuck Norris, as they bring their talents to the virtual realm. As she continues to explore new avenues within the industry, Basinger's versatility and willingness to embrace diverse projects underscore her enduring presence in the world of entertainment. What are your thoughts on Kim Basinger's diverse career and her latest endeavors in the world of entertainment? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about the ever-evolving journey of Kim Basinger. Until next time, stay tuned.